The temperature was pleasant, the sun was shining, and there was not a sound to be heard in the little community of Maple Ridge. The locals were taking advantage of the great weather and reveling in the beginning of a new month, while the local fire station was getting ready to host a very special birthday celebration for one of the firefighters. But little did they realize that a story that would touch the hearts of everyone in the community and become a treasured tradition for years to come was about to unfold before their own eyes. This story would be both uplifting and suspenseful. The firemen were greeted at the fire station by the sound of music and laughing as soon as they arrived. A table laden with birthday delicacies was placed in the far corner of the station, which was also decked up in party streamers and balloons. They were startled when they heard a low-pitched barking coming from the woods not far away. They at first believed it to be nothing more than a stray cat, but as they approached closer, the barking became progressively more intense and louder. When the firefighters followed the sound of the dog's barking, they were surprised to see a little dog that was hunched up and shaking in a mound of leaves. It appeared as though she had been wandering aimlessly for a considerable amount of time since she was caked in mud. The look of terror and despair in her eyes was eerily similar to that of someone who had been cast aside and left to fend for themselves. The selfless firefighters quickly wrapped the puppy in a warm blanket and transported her back to the fire station, which was the location of the birthday party for the canine. The firefighters, as soon as they got at the fire station, dialed the number for the local animal shelter to make a report about the missing dog. They were informed that the shelter was closed for the day and that they would not be allowed to take the dog in until the following morning since it would not be available until then. The firemen realized they couldn't abandon the poor dog outside in the heat, so they fashioned a makeshift bed for her inside the fire station, where they planned to spend the night while keeping a tight eye on the child. The next morning, the firemen brought the puppy to the animal shelter in the hope that they might locate the people who owned her. However, as the days continued to pass, nobody stepped forward to claim her. It appeared as though the tiny dog had spent a considerable amount of time wandering the streets by itself. Even though it crushed their hearts, the firemen understood that they could not keep the puppy in the fire station indefinitely. They came to the conclusion that they needed to take matters into their own hands and began an investigation to locate her owners. The firemen disseminated flyers all around the city, each of which had a photo of the found dog along with a description of the location where she was discovered. They browsed the internet in the expectation of discovering some leads or information pertaining to the dog. They reached out to the local animal shelters as well as the veterinary clinics in the area in the hopes that someone had seen the young girl previously. But as the hours progressed into days, there was still no indication of the dog's owners until several weeks had passed. After hearing about the missing dog, the residents of the town gathered together to assist with the search. They made financial contributions to help pay the expenses associated with the dog's care, and some of them even volunteered to take care of the dog themselves until her owners could be located. The firemen were moved by the compassion and support shown by the community, and in spite of this, they refused to give up hope. They were certain that the dog's family was hunting for her somewhere in the world, and they were intent on reuniting the members of the pack as soon as possible. It appeared as though there was no longer any chance of success. But then a miracle occurred. A woman called Sarah came across the poster that was posted for the lost dog and immediately recognized her. It turned out that she was her cherished puppy, Luna, who had wandered away from home around 6 months prior. Sarah was overcome with happiness when she was able to finally reconcile with Luna, and she couldn't believe that Luna had made it this far on her own. She was thankful to the firemen and the entire community of Maple Ridge for their generosity, and she couldn't wait to take Luna home with her so that she could give her the love and attention that she deserved. People in the community, including the firefighters, could be seen wiping their eyes as they saw Sarah and Luna leave the animal refuge. They were overjoyed that Luna had been able to find her way back, but they couldn't help but feel a pang of regret at the idea that they would never longer be able to see her again. Despite this, they were content in the knowledge that Luna had found her place, and they were thankful to have been a part of the wonderful trip that she had taken. Luna was able to celebrate her first birthday in a house that was filled with love and warmth thanks to the thoughtfulness and generosity of the Maple Ridge firemen, as well as the entirety of the town. She felt secure in the knowledge that she would never be abandoned or misplaced again since she was engulfed in the love and comfort of her family. And as time passed, the memory of that calamitous summer day and Luna's amazing rescue evolved into a well-loved custom in Maple Ridge. The residents of the town would congregate together to listen to the tale, and as they did so, they would experience feelings of happiness and optimism because they would realize that even in the most trying of circumstances, there is always the chance that things may turn out well in the end. The end has come to this touching story of a dog that thwarted an attempt to ruin a birthday party. It was a narrative of love and commitment, strength and persistence, and the transformational power that compassion possesses. It was a tale that moved the hearts of all those who listened to it, and it would be retold and treasured for many years to come.